I don't know where my sin is, but we need to be prayerful that the Lord would not only protect, but also bring this to a close, if possible. So, but let us pray. Our gracious and loving Father in heaven, we ask for the blessing of your presence on the proceedings of this court. This significant activity touches the lives of our great citizens and their precious families. Thank you for the goodness and grace that you have showered upon us as a people. Our heritage is rich because of your bountiful blessings. Therefore, we praise you. We come seeking your forgiveness for violating your holy laws and for failing to love you and to love one another as you've commanded us. Make us a people who willingly seek to please you in all that we do. We thank you for those whom you have raised up to lead, guide, and represent us. You have blessed us with the members of this court. Grant them the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to make right decisions. May each be ready to give an account to you for their decisions made. Guard, guide, and protect our first responders and all those charged with our community's safety and security. As they patrol our streets and respond to incidents and accidents and fires, may each sense a special measure of your presence, your protection, and your abiding grace and peace. You have blessed us with so many who provide such great care and protection day by day. Lastly, we pray for those that you will tenderly care for the citizens who struggle and suffer in mind, body, or in spirit. May you, the great physician, bring them healing and strength. Salve now the hearts of those who mourn. Grant them your abiding presence, comfort, and peace. Make us a people that desires to do your will in all that we do. Lord, let B County flourish by the preaching of your word and the praising of your name. May each of us look ahead to that grand and glorious day when you shall return. The dead shall be raised, loved ones shall be rejoined once again, and all wars shall cease. O God, speed the day of your coming. Indeed, yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right, little struggle there. I just wanted to keep going at the end of the pledge. There was a particular cadence that had developed up here, either side of my head, and it just sounded so good. I expected there was more, but I was going to transition into some kind of a prayer. And that's when I had my first clue that the pledge had ended, even though in my head it had not. We're at agenda item number 4. Do y'all have a pen I can borrow? I'm sorry, mine exploded on me this morning. Any fountain pen users out there? So when you take a fountain pen up into the sky on an airplane, sometimes it's not a big deal. Sometimes the pressure differential causes it to squirt ink everywhere. And if you don't catch that, and that pen is in a bag, not in your pocket, it's in your pocket, you just ruin a shirt. Maybe dye your skin for a couple days, like my fingers. But when it's in a bag, it just gets over everything. And then when you, in a hurry, grab all that stuff to head out of the house, you don't realize it until you get in the truck, and then you're covered with blue, or black, or pink, or whatever your favorite color is. Anyway, we all have our struggles. Are there any visitors who'd like to address Commissioner's Court this? Or I'm sorry, this isn't public comment. This is recognition of visitors. Are there any visitors who don't intend to speak during an agenda item or at public comment, but would like to identify who they are and if they're here on behalf of an entity, the name of the entity, for the court's record? Hearing none, thank you all for being here. We appreciate your presence. We look forward to hearing from you if you're going to be presenting a little bit later on this morning. Moving on to agenda item number 5, Commissioner's Court opening remarks. Commissioner Linney, I believe you have the floor this time, right?
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. I attended the Leadership B County this past week, where we went to the BAP, the BDA, and then to ConocoPhillips and Kennedy. From there, we went out to several different sites where they had drilled, and they were in the process of converting over to the production side. Also, a gathering facility where all the oil, gas, and water is sent through pipeline to that facility for separation and then sent out for sale. And then finally on a we didn't actually get to go on the drilling rig, but all around it to see everything. And that was, the day was all about economic development and growth. And it was a long day, wasn't it, Tino?
It was.
Long day. Also, Nueces Power and Equipment had an appreciation lunch where the B County Road and Bridge was invited. And I want to thank Ray Longoria and Jonathan Gutierrez for allowing the staff to attend. They said it was really, really nice and good food and well attended. So, and then I want to thank Road and Bridge for taking care of some issues out on County Road 324. There was lots of scabbing and potholes that they took care of. So thank you guys for doing that. With that, I'll pass to my left.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. I don't have a whole lot, pretty routine stuff. You know, we all talk about all the good work Road and Bridge does. We always know that they're gonna get their job done. All this wind and all these dead hackberry trees in the north part of the county, they've been dropping limbs on county roads, been dropping trees on county roads. Road and Bridge have been right there to get them off. They have patched a lot of holes. They've done a lot of good work up there. So we need to always thank them whenever we see them. And this morning, I'd like to give kudos to a couple of organizations, if you would. Have a cousin that has some medical issues and didn't realize how important Real was. That's the transportation bunch. They actually pick him up in his wheelchair, take him to Corpus for his doctor's appointments and bring him back. When it gets close to home like that, you realize that it's good to have something like that in the county for county people. It really is. So if you are in that situation, you need help, get a hold of Real. Also, I want to shout out to Angel Care. These folks have been really good. Their heart is in the right place. They want to help people. They've done a lot with my cousin. And thank you, Angel Care. There's a lot that they do that nobody really knows about, and it's appreciated, whether they realize it or not. We are finding out about it, and it is appreciated. The only other thing I have is no update on the screwworm, the sterile screwworm facility. We're still in talks with ConocoPhillips, and that's where it is. No progress and no backing up. So, Judge, with that, I'll pass to my commissioner to my left.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Farias?
Good morning. This past 2 weeks, we've had several brush calls, and of course, Road and Bridge took care of all those right away, so they took care of that. I did attend the city of Beeville's ribbon cutting for the new water well on Cleveland Street. It was well attended. They got that big old monster rig going, and they should have water flowing by I'm gonna say the end of the month. That's next week. But everything is moving forward on that. Still working on the courthouse grant, and I have an agenda item this morning on here to show the court and for the public to understand what is the plan going forward. It's got the conditions assessment, the phase cost estimate, the actual grant, and the temporary facilities, and then the next steps. So we'll be showing that later on in court this morning. The Bee Development Authority has also been acknowledged by TxDOT to include Chase Field location in the Texas Airport System Plan, opening many, many opportunities for Bee County.
Say that again?
We just got a letter over the weekend, and we've been accepted into the Texas Airport System Plan,
Nice.
which opens lots of opportunities for big grants and yearly grants
That's awesome.
for us here.
Good job.
So Michael Blair, big kudos to Michael Blair, and also our city manager, Andy Jocelyn, for meeting with him. And I know they met in January, February. So this letter we just got over the weekend is really good news for us here in Bee County. So we'll share more with that. I'll have Mr. Blair up here in the next Commissioners Court meeting to share some of the upcoming events that are happening out there. I also have a jail standards board advisory meeting coming up this week for some new items that are there. And also we have a big shout out to the sheriff and sheriff's office for Captain Bailey passing her surprise inspection with flying colors. Sheriff, chief, Man, this is kudos to your staff. I mean, I got a chance to meet with the inspector. He came in after lunch and I got to talk to him. He was really praising on your detail work. Your details were, he says, I don't see this anywhere else, he goes, so. Captain Bailey, congratulations, and we appreciate all you do for us. Now, you're right in line with the auditor here with all these, with no deficiencies hanging up on our inspections, our audits.
A lot of kudos.
A lot of kudos.
Lots of expectations on future audits too, for both of y'all.
Also have a illegal dumping on Mesquite Street, and Mr. Jemison is working hard at it right there. He sent all the proper letters. They've been accepted. He's posted the location. So more to come on that, and hopefully we'll get that figured out and get it taken care of. So with that, Judge, I'm going to pass to Commissioner Olivares.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start out with some recognition. I'd like to recognize Dora Hinkhouse with the Coastal Bend Adult Probation Facilities, which they've conducted for the past 3+ years, a semi-annual trash pickup on Corrigan Road. It's amazing how much trash accumulates over a short period of time, but we've collected over 40 bags over a 2-mile stretch. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Kim for providing the team water and Gatorade, and they do that every year as well, too, so much appreciated. A lot of debris, a lot of trash. I wish it's costing the taxpayers a few dollars for getting rid of the trash, so be mindful of that, please. And that's not the only area, unfortunately. Also, I'd like to recognize the Sheriff's Office and our Community Affairs Directors for assisting with the dog problem we had in Skidmore. The homeowner has been notified. The problem is being worked on to provide some sort of a solution. So we hope the homeowner does a good job in trying to facilitate the issue. So it is being worked on. Also, I'd like to recognize Bobby again for leveraging his expertise in his past career on providing some expertise in the area of the right to capture water and drilling operations for deep water wells. So thank you, Bobby. Appreciate that. I also attended the ribbon cutting with the city of Beeville. They started the drilling of a 1,700-foot well, reworking of a well, which is critical to the city. So great job. Things are moving forward. Hopefully they'll address these water issues. I, too, as Commissioner Lenny, attended the Chamber of Commerce Leadership meeting, I guess we had, or presentation with the BAP, BDA. The Conoco facilities was pretty awesome, especially if you've never seen a fracking operations. It lent a little bit of a better insight. So when I had an issue when I first got elected down in South Peak County on fracking operation, fracking tanks, and got into a lot of details on how they're managing the water and the wastewater. So, very good learning there. One other key thing, also reviewed our inspection reports that we received from TxDOT on all of our bridges. So in Precinct 4, we have 7 bridges. The good thing for us, all bridges passed with satisfactory condition. However, that being said, there is some minor work that has to be done to improve some of the conditions, such as some concrete work, reflectors that have been knocked off, and the bigger one is the cleanup of illegal dumping at each one of these locations. Apparently, it attracts debris. I must say dump here, I guess. I don't know. Also on the Silver Creek Bridge, which everyone is familiar with, which is really a GLO project. The design is roughly about 75% complete, and we're working towards on finalizing some detailed cost estimates, what we're going to be able to do and not do. So that'll be coming out pretty soon. On the Toledo Street Jail, the repurposing project, things are moving well. On the electrical, we're approximately 90% complete. The service panels have been fully installed. We're waiting on permits to complete tie-ins. I'll talk about that in a second. For the water heaters, they're all in place. We put our drops in that are necessary to provide those connections. The HVAC have been installed on a rooftop. The AC work is complete from the electrical side. Once we get full power, our AC contractor will be able to complete their scope of work within about a week. On the architectural, crews are there, ready to finish. The painting and priming is well underway. We just have the floors to go in, which is going to be one of the last things that we do. So things are moving well. One of the challenges that we had, it was basically a critical path item. We were notified by the city that we needed to file some permits before we can get our power installed, mainly the temporary meter. So we followed all the proper protocols. We had the inspector came out. He passed the inspection within minutes because of having our contractors do the right thing. However, one of the gaps was getting the paperwork to follow through to get to the electrical provider so we can get the meter put in. So we are now being delayed roughly 2 weeks. So everything's on hold until we can get that power put in. So I did reach out to the city, asking them to please help us expedite just moving that paper to our electrical provider and we can get the meter put in. Yes, Randy, you got an update?
Yes, so we got an email at 7:47 this morning from Thomas with AEP. The temporary service order just came through. They're working on the order as they receive them. There's a serviceman has a few orders in front, so he won't get to it. If he doesn't get to it by this afternoon, he'll do it first thing in the morning, tomorrow
Okay.
morning.
So in this little bit of a pause, we were able to complete all the temporary work, so now we're ready for the permanent meter. So we're ahead of the game. So that meter is going to be the permanent meter. So
Good word.
so we're moving forward. We got a great team. Things are really going well. So in Papalote, I will be hosting a town hall meeting at the Papalote Fire Department at 5:30 p.m. This coming Thursday. The purpose of the meeting is to listen to the concerns of the residents, and this is all around the proposed drilling site of 4 wells that Corpus Christi will be drilling in the Sinton area. The wells are tentatively located 2 miles south of Papalote, so there's a lot of concerns there. So I do have a guest speaker, Mr. Lonnie Stewart, who is with the Beeville Water Conservation District, that will be there to help educate and help answer any questions on topics of the right to capture water. Prior to me setting this meeting up, I had an excellent opportunity to meet with several of our close-by neighbors, such as the Sinton Groundwater Conservation District, which got a lot of learnings there. Also, the Beeville Groundwater Conservation District, great people to talk to. They were not shy about sharing key vital information to us. Also reached out to our commissioner in Refugio County, so we shared a lot. So a lot of knowledge was gained over the past week on this whole drilling process. If everyone, I'm sure they've been aware, been watching YouTube or the news on the challenges that Corpus Christi is having with water and getting permits. Unfortunately, I can't get into a whole lot of detail. There are probably going to be, everyone is probably in a process of, as they say in the law term, lawyering up, I believe, is that's what they call it? Or, so there's a.
Don't ask me.
But everyone is now in all these positions are getting their own attorneys there to support these activities. So a lot of discussion there. So anyhow, so
Necessary.
if you're available, please come by. Welcome to answer any kind of questions that you may have. So with that, I'll pass.
Commissioner, will that be live streamed?
No. We typically haven't been doing the town halls live stream.
And it's not an official, it's not B County, it's just his precinct, so.
Right, but just for people that may not be able to make it or whatever, that can watch it, nope, curious.
Okay. Right now, it's not scheduled to be live stream.
What's the date and time again?
The date is this Thursday at 5:30 at the Papalote Volunteer Fire Department.
26th, is that right?
26, yes. Thank you. Pull it up real quick. Yes, the 26th. So the date is Thursday, March the 26th, 5:30 p.m. at the Papalote Volunteer Fire Department.
All right. Anything further, commissioners? Thank you all for those updates. Moving on to agenda item number 6, public comment. Are there any members of the public who wish to address Commissioners Court? Now is the time. Hearing none, we'll move on. Agenda item number 7, the following items are of an administrative nature. Commissioners Court has been furnished documentation on each item, and all such items may be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a commissioner or county judge.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second?
I have a second. Any further discussion?
Yes, sir.
Great.
On change of status, number 7, Nathaniel Smith, that was resubmitted, because the effective date was changed. The original one said March 4th, but it should have said March 10th. So that was a resubmission.
Okay. This is the correct submission that is in,
That was attached. And
Okay.
I just wanted to.
thank you. Can you just explain real briefly the amendment increasing the annual awards banquet budget line item? Tom.
Yeah, is that,
It's
D.
page 84 of the packet. I hope I'm looking at the right agenda. I'm not.
are you not?
No.
84, that's not ours.
The heck?
I know I'm
Disregard.
behind on those LITs and VA, so, because I want to say that was for the award.
Tell me what's happening.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, it was
Where were you?
It was
for the Christmas.
No, it was January 26th. It's an old
Okay.
agenda. I'm on the correct agenda now.
Okay.
Everything is great.
Are you still in the air, sir?
I will, just step out for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna let everybody else handle it. You've got a competent commissioners court. My presence is not needed. In fact, it's becoming quite a distraction. All right. Are any other, hard-hitting questions? No? Nothing? Nothing? All right. You made it through this one, Mrs. Cantu. Bet your stuff. I'm watching. Timely questions. That's like my middle name. Okay, if there's no further distractions. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Discuss and consider action on the following items. Agenda item number 8, approve expo request for auditorium fee waiver for the Boys and Girls Club of Beeville for the annual casino night event on May 16th, 2026. John, you got something to share with us? You don't have to, but.
Yeah, I just wanted to state how much we appreciate the opportunity to submit this application. Our casino night, as everyone knows, is our big fundraiser for the year. We only do one large fundraiser, it's an opportunity to raise funds from the community for our operating and programming budget. This past year, we raised over $30,000 after our expenses for the Boys and Girls Club that we were able to put directly into the club activities. And so it's a great event. We greatly appreciate the support of the community. We're still in the midst of getting around and talking to folks, and we're just excited about that. We think we have the formula for a successful event, and we thank the county for the opportunity to utilize the facility. It's a venue that everyone is able to fit in, and it really serves our purposes, and we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And this is y'all's primary fundraising program for the year, correct?
Yes, sir. We do not do a second fundraiser. The casino night, when it's scheduled, when it takes place, that's our large single fundraiser for the year.
And if somebody wanted to get involved, they could just call the Boys and Girls Club?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right.
Move to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Love everything you guys do. Thank you. Is there discussion? Yes?
What's your name?
John Corkill.
Thank you.
Good job, Cindy. Thank you. Come on, John.
There you go.
All right. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
hope it's a great year. Agenda item number 9, public, oh wait. Is this supposed to occur at 10?
You're stalling for, you were almost stalled for enough time, but.
All right. So we're going to skip down to agenda item number 11. Review and take possible action on B County Courthouse, Texas Historic Courthouse Preservation Program Grant Application, Scope of Work, and Budget as presented by Komatsu Architecture. Hi, good morning. How are y'all? Come on up. And just like Mr. Corkill was reminded, please identify yourself, first and last names, and who you're with, and then proceed.
Good morning. I am Can y'all hear me?
It's not it's a microphone for the
For that?
internet.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We
Well,
can
then
hear you fine.
I'll talk louder. Good morning. I'm Ryan Brantley with Komatsu Architecture. I am the studio director. I initially sat down with Commissioner Farias back in September of '24 to just kind of kick off this project, review what y'all have going on here with this courthouse. And after the last 18 months, we have done the assessment, we have talked to THC, and we've produced the document that is in front of y'all. And who we have here today with us is we have Marie Olerking, who is our Historical Preservation Director, and we also have our President, Carl Komatsu, here as well. So I am going to turn it over to Marie, because she's kind of done the legwork up to this point, and she can present it to you. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brantley.
I was looking for the other mic.
Oh, the hand mic? John will bring it. John, just 1 second.
Because my limited strain is over here. Do you mind if I use the demo mic? Okay. Good morning, Beeville County. Thank you for having us this morning. Again, my name is Marie Olerking, and I am a preservation architect. So getting to work on the historic Beeville County Courthouse has been very exciting for me, and I'm excited to get to continue this relationship with you guys. So as Ryan said, we came out in July of 2025 and did an assessment. And so I'm going to briefly go over our findings. All of you that live and work in this courthouse are far more familiar with the problems than us, but we're highlighting here everything that we've seen. So you can see it, you can feel it, you have moisture intrusion issues. Condensation occurs on desks and on surfaces. You can feel the moisture in the air, you can feel it and see it in the walls and the deterioration behind my colleague there. And so these are kind of summary images of what we saw. We've got plaster delamination, we've got paint failure, we've even got mold growth on a lot of surfaces. So obviously not good situations. You don't have to be an architect to know that we need to fix these problems. When we first met with Commissioner Farias, I think we thought the windows were a major problem, and they are. They're the most obvious problem, but you're getting this moisture intrusion from several layered issues here. So one being your brick masonry exterior. Your walls are completely brick. They're brick whites all the way through. You've got about 3 to 4 layers of brick and nothing else. No drying cavity, no framed construction like you see in your home today. So water is intended to move into that wall and then breathe out of that wall, and if it doesn't have that process and doesn't work that way, you get moisture in your building, much like you're seeing here. So some of the really obvious, even this was just ground observations, we didn't have a lift, we had binoculars and our own 2 eyes to make this assessment. We were able to see empty mortar joints in the brick elevations. So back when the courthouse was restored in 2006, some repointing had occurred, which fills in those empty mortar joints. But now it's time again to do the work that wasn't done before in various locations and then also repair certain areas. Because we were able to map all of the issues, this image right here where I'm sticking my finger into a mortar joint occurs directly outside one of the commissioner's offices where you can see plaster delamination, water intrusion, paint loss, pretty drastically in the corner. Also again at the second floor courtroom. So this issue in particular, windows had a little bit to do with it, but we're mostly concerned with the brick in this area, and this occurs throughout the building. Another major issue that we discovered has to do with how the air conditioning ductwork is run through the building. So again, same commissioner's office, if you step into the vault that's adjacent to it, you've got ductwork entering into the space and conditioning that space. This opening that it goes up into is a shaft that's open from the first floor all the way to the unconditioned attic. So you're getting hot, humid air transfer from that open shaft. Again, creating a pressure differential when we've got rooms that are air conditioned and chilly like this one, and then hot, humid air coming from the attic. So that's, again, adding to the moisture issue. And then finally, yes, the windows are in severe shape in a lot of cases. This is the exterior of the clerk's office, where facilities has come around and helped repair the issue temporarily where they have put kind of metal panels over severely rotten windows. I think you guys are all familiar with this particular situation. One of the clerk team members pointed out to me they keep this tub here under this window, not because water comes in pouring through the window, but it actually comes out of the wall and the outlet, which was pretty concerning considering that's electrical. So this particular set of windows is the most severe in the building. The other windows do need minor repairs, but these ones will need some pretty drastic intervention. Again, so we were here doing an assessment. We were able to put all of our visual observations to floor plans and to elevations, and this kind of helped us map where the issues were occurring. And I think when I started, my initial summary, my initial guess would have been we were seeing these issues all at the exterior wall, and we were just getting moisture migration there. However, as you move into the building, you do see moisture further into the center of the building. You even see paint peeling in the rotunda itself. So issues are occurring throughout, which I think adds to the fact that it's a multi-layered moisture issue for the courthouse. I'm just gonna flip through these really quick, just showing you we did this on every floor. We did this on every elevation. Again, these are just observations. These are not actual repair recommendations yet, but would be the next step. I am gonna back up and point out at the first floor, these blue highlights indicate a vault where ducts are run from the first floor to the attic. So you're seeing that same issue with pretty drastic mold growth in the rooms next to it. This one was not so bad. And rust and corrosion because those rooms are condensating. So the rooms next to the vaults were the most severe. All right, so all of that is to say, we gathered that information and came up with some recommendations that we did create a phased approach to. Now these phases can happen all at once if that's the county's choosing and affordability, or these can happen in phases. So step one is going to be a full mechanical system replacement. I know your boiler was replaced last year, that's great. The chiller is in working order, and so the chiller can stay. The two major pieces of equipment can stay, but everything else, all the interior equipment, the ducts, the conduit, the pipe, that all goes with that system. It's our recommendation that we fully replace that. The system is 20 years old. That's about the lifespan of a mechanical system in this day and age. And it doesn't, at that point, when they restored the courthouse, they didn't have quite the dehumidification technology that we do now. So we would be looking at a slightly different system. It would still be a ducted system, but that had more dehumidification for a county like Beeville that has hot, humid air. Step two that I would recommend goes hand in hand with phase one here is the exterior repairs. So that would be repairing and restoring the windows, repointing the brick masonry, and some select other issues that we found that happen in very specific locations throughout the exterior, with the goal of getting the building watertight once again. So that's a dual process. The mechanical system would help us dry out the interior while we were literally waterproofing the exterior. And then phase three would roll into a drying period. So basically we would wait from 6 months to a year, depending on what our testing found. We would just let you continue operating and then let the building dry out and just monitor it over time to make sure we weren't still seeing moisture issues in the building before we came in and did phase four, which would be the interior finish repairs. So all of the plaster, paint, flooring, ceiling issues that you're seeing throughout the building, we come do that very last. With talking with Commissioner Perez and Franny, we think you are a very eligible candidate, very competitive candidate for the Texas Historic Courthouse Preservation Program. B County is not new to this program. This is the same grant fund that helped restore the building back in 2006. Last round, which was in 2024, the THC actually opened up a new category where previously restored courthouses can come back for not full building money, but emergency money for these kinds of issues. It is a 50-50 match, so your packet and what's detailed in your packet and what the next few slides will cover is our cost estimate and proposed budget for a grant application to support these repairs. Based off the age of B County and the severity of these issues, I think that would make a very, very competitive grant application. So this slide just summarizes what the THC offers. So it is considered an emergency grant, which I think you would all agree this is an emergent situation. Mold growth, moisture intrusion is not great to health and safety of staff and the public. So it would fall under this previously restored. Again, it's a 50% match. And they define an emergency in 3 ways, which I think B County checks almost all of them. Catastrophic event, we can't point to one moment in time, but climate change is happening. It's affecting our courthouses, especially the historic ones, so I think we could check that box. A recently discovered issue that threatens the building with imminent and severe damage. We're here. It's not recent. You guys have been dealing with it for quite a few years. But it definitely falls in that imminent and severe damage category there. And then finally, critical repairs needed to correct accelerating damage from long-term deferred maintenance. Long-term deferred maintenance, scratch that. B County has done a great job maintaining this building. It's hard to do when it's this old. But the critical repairs, because of the moisture intrusion, definitely fall into the category of accelerating damage. So all that is to say, again, very eligible for the grant program. I think you guys would be a shoo-in. The grant is capped at $4 million, which will be important as we move forward. Now that's a cumulative total, so prior money spent on emergency or planning grants would already contribute to that total. So in your packet is a very detailed cost estimate. This is from our third-party cost estimator who took our assessment findings and recommendations and put dollar values to each amount. He did break it out by all 4 phases. You'll see that phase 3 does not actually doesn't actually accumulate any sort of construction cost, because that would just be county's time and, you know, movement of people in and out of the building. What you see in this cost estimate, as far as the CSI divisions here, 1 through 16, are material and labor, so contractor's time and expense of materials only. And then at the very bottom, they add in contractor's profit and overhead and contingency. That came out, if we total all of these phases, to about $10 million. I know that is a large number. I'll pause to let you digest. The great thing is we can phase this work. So with talking with Commissioner Ferrez, we think phase 1 and phase 2 are obviously the phases that need to be handled the most and are the most emergent. So the next couple of pages that are in your packet are taking the grant budget from the actual grant application and breaking out phase 1 and phase 2 for what the county would request from the Texas Historical Commission and then what they would owe in a match. So all of that math is to say a grant request would be around $2.8 million with county funds plus ineligible expenses. There's a little bit of a caveat there. THC covers physical building work, anything attached to the building. We did recommend some landscaping, tree trimming, getting plants and things that hold moisture away from the building. Those expenses are not included. So the match plus those ineligible expenses brings the county match to $2,857,641. This was what would go into a grant application again. So, before I move on to my next couple of points, this is where I wanted to stop and discuss with Commissioners Court today or get approval and direction from Commissioners Court today on how would you like us to proceed. We can submit a grant application, they're due in May. We have all the information we need to fully author and submit an application on the county's behalf. We just need direction on what budget are we comfortable with, what match are we comfortable with, and how much of the scope do we want to take on or not.
Judge, if I could.
Yeah,
Question, let's say the county said, go for it. When would we need to come up with our 2.8 million?
Excellent question. Grant applications are due May 8th. Grant awards are announced at the end of July
Okay.
of this year. And so rolling into the fall is when all the paperwork would happen, and it would end up being in fiscal year 2027, that funds would need to be on hand.
So we would need to allocate them between now and then.
Yes, sir.
And at what phase does the county staff have to move out of the courthouse?
Another great question. That's actually one of my later talking points. To do the mechanical work, it will be quite invasive. It can be phased. We can do it office by, or suite by suite. That will increase the cost just on the contractor side of things. Mechanical system, that phase 1 would be the time to move people around or move people out because of the interior work. The exterior work can be done while people are in the building, so we can kind of work on timing of those two phases if that's what the county chooses. And then again, the interior work on phase 4, it can be phased, it can be suite by suite, so people can stay in the building, but the easiest and most direct route for any contractor would be to have everybody move out and then move back in.
Well, if everything works with Commissioner Oliveris, we'll have a building to be able to move folks into temporarily. Is that correct?
Excellent.
Yes,
That's great news. That's the hardest part other than the grant itself.
yes.
So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Other questions, concerns?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just stuck on the number.
I know, I'm so sorry.
It's just money,
Really
sir.
appreciate you, I know, it's just money.
That's why I wanted.
You sure we can't push this a year?
No, but you said all of it was due, remember? All of it was due in 27 or
Yes.
26.
That's a good question.
But-
So,
Not all of it should be due. It could be 27 and 28.
yes.
It could be broken down into two separate.
Yes,
Two
we
separate
could break
years.
up this number again.
So-
I would ask for all of the money at once from THC,
Yep.
but then actual execution of work could be phased. And so it could roll over 2 or even 3 fiscal years.
See, that's what we talked about earlier. And that's why I wanted to bring it to court so that you and the commissioners could look at this thing. I've been kind of telling you what's going
can
on.
obligate but not write the check yet.
Exactly right. See, so this is kind of, pay it forward kind of thing, you know?
Pay as you go.
Pay as you go.
Checks in the mail?
Built it one piece at a time and didn't cost me a dime.
Some
John
other
Cash
things
fans
to
out there?
consider.
That's a good one.
Grant rounds only happen every 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
So if we don't
We gotta do
apply
it.
now, it would be 2028 before we could even ask for funds again.
Gotta do it.
I agree, we don't have a choice.
And
I mean,
it
it's
will
an,
just get worse.
it's a hard pill to swallow, it's an easy, sell on your part. I think any reticence that I'm expressing is just sticker shock more than anything else, and the realization that we're probably gonna have to come up with some alternate financing that I really don't wanna have to consider, but I think that we have to do, because I think we gotta move forward with this, and
I
we
agree,
need to do it
Judge.
quickly, or else it's just gonna be a big old pile of sand.
I don't think we can keep kicking the can down the road and just patching and trying to hope for the
The
best,
thing
you
that
know?
concerns me is the possibility of the mold issue, and then we have employees that are getting ill, so we do need to move this on right now.
I agree with you.
And Marie, some of the work that we've done, like the boiler, the air conditioning stuff,
Yes.
all of that can be taken off, right? We get credit for that in some
In the
form or
dollar
fashion?
value, we've already considered that in the dollar value.
Okay,
So
all
a new
right.
boiler, that, line item is not factored in. You get credit as far as points towards the grant application. So the county doing any kind of capital work, will be noted to THC and they will look upon that favorably. So you will get more points in the scoring process, but it does not help the dollar value.
I know that when we talked, Ryan, didn't we say that if we could, close off the vaulted floors, floor by floor, on the county's end? Wouldn't
What
that,
motion do we need just to proceed?
we could do some of that on
I'm not sure
you know,
I asked her for
Right.
specific guidance, but I think we
We can
moved to
explore all those
proceed
options
with
going by floor and
I
suite by
think so.
suite.
I think we
the vaulted, the raw air that comes in from the
The
dome.
next question is gonna be serious.
Yes, and that, any of the work that, sorry,
I don't think we can fund this.
any of
I
the
don't
work
think
the
we got
county
it in,
wants to do out of
reserves.
pocket, will only help reduce this dollar value.
They have to have some voter approval? Do they have to have voter approval?
That's why we're doing that.
Ma'am, to cut to the chase here, you need from us a yes or no, up or down. I'd like to make a motion, we proceed with the grant.
Yes, sir.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion on this motion?
No, just a general comment, great presentation. I like your stage 3 of the drying out of the mold. We had an issue similar to that, and that drying time is very critical, and they can cure a lot of problems just by letting it just dry out on its own, so that's a good part. And then I think the other part from the county side, I think this is key for us to do a little bit long-term planning, look at our budgeting strategies, and also some detailed planning on moves, process, and procedures, how we want to go forward. So that's going to be a vital step on this being a successful project.
Absolutely, thank you, sir. Nothing is committed fund-wise until a grant is awarded, so this is just asking the THC, may we have some funds to work on our building. Nothing's committed until a funding agreement is signed from the county's behalf.
Awesome. Don't need to write the check yet.
Are they moving forward with phases 1, 2, 3, and 4, or just 1 and 2?
We're moving forward with the grant application.
Right, this is for, this dollar value that's here on the screen was for phase 1 and 2 only.
1 and 2.
And that's what the grant would,
Yes, sir. Now, if I go back to my
great
phases here.
clarification. Thank you, Mr. Brantley.
So phase 1, phase 2 is mechanical and exterior repairs. Those are the most critical. That is gonna help get the moisture out of the building. Now, you won't actually see the aesthetic improvements until we hit phase 4 with the paint and the plaster. Again, that total was $10 million. So if we asked for the full scope of work now, sorry, these are a lot of numbers to try to illustrate in a short amount of time. The THC caps their grant, what they provide to the county, at $4 million. There was already, the previous planning grant from the original restoration was about $230,000. That comes off the top. So there's 3 and some change left for the county to work with. If we go with phase 1 and 2 only, we're only asking for $2.8 million. So there is still a, couple $100,000 sitting there on the table that could help for that phase 4. But again, that would be committing to that full $10 million. So $3 million from THC, give or take, plus a county match of well over 7. So
To clarify my motion, it's for, to go forward with the grant application for phase 1 and 2.
I'll amend my
I have an
second.
amended motion, amended second. Is that?
Thank you.
Is that your recommendation at this time?
yes, sir.
If we were to, well, we're going to continue on with our discussion after this. Any further discussion on this particular motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception, I believe. If we were to start, the award of the Historical Commission award grant, or a grant award is in July.
Yes, sir.
Let's say we started August 1st on phase 1, and there were no delays, no supply chain issues, no surprises. Have y'all done any modeling or forecasting on on a phase basis or on a total basis of the project timeline?
Timeline is hard to predict at this moment. You will be getting a very niche contractor, a restoration contractor that works on historic courthouses and is familiar with historic buildings. There's not a lot of them in the state of Texas, and they're all very busy working on similar courthouses. So the actual timeline will come down to what a contractor can commit to and how quickly they can start. With this kind of work, given it's not a full restoration, I would think we could do it in under 18 months, so a year and a half. But again, that will be contingent upon what a contractor can do, and then how much if we fully move out, the timeline will be shorter. But if the county stays in and we phase by suite, we will add to that timeline.
Second question, which just flew out of my mind. Oh, with respect to the grant from the Texas Historical Commission, Historic Commission, is there a time frame within which to deploy those funds after the grant is awarded, and what is that time frame or time period?
In writing by the rules, they want, if the grant is awarded, they want work to start within 6 months. Because this is an emergency grant, the first actual phase that I hadn't actually factored in as a phase would be the design time. So we've got drawings that illustrate our observations based off problems. We need to change those drawings and update those drawings to be actual, what do we want the contractor to do to repair them? So there'd be anywhere from 4 months to 6 months of drawing time before the construction work would start. The drawing time could start immediately after the funds are awarded.
Drawing time, it counts as
It does,
project
because it's all part of the grant fund,
starting?
yes.
Okay. And is there a end time frame by which we would have to? Okay, so
No.
it's just we need to get started and then
Yes.
proceed diligently.
Yes, THC is involved the entire time once they award a grant. So they will come to any meeting that we have about the courthouse, whether it's in design or construction. And as long as they're, up to date on how it's progressing, they're fine with that. They don't give it an end date because they know they want the work to be done correctly and accurately and not rushed. So
And those grant proceeds, if B County is successful and we receive grant proceeds, is there a procedure with respect to expending those because it's a 50/50 grant, do we have to do a $1,000 bill as 500 from the grant, 500 from B County? Can we use all the grant money first and then figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of our obligations?
That's an excellent question. Again, typically, it's reimbursed by month. So when we're in design, Komatsu will be sending an invoice monthly. When we're in construction, the contractor will be saying a pay application monthly. And typically, counties turn around and you pay the pay app, and then they turn around and go to THC for their reimbursement within the same month. So you see the money turn over within a monthly cycle, and they're fairly quick about actually reimbursing. So county pays the invoices and the pay applications up front, month by month, and then THC reimburses month by month.
And do they reimburse 100% or 50%, or do you know?
It will vary depending on what's in the actual invoice and pay application.
Okay.
So does Komatsu oversee that, the
That-
variance?
We will be involved with the design work and with the construction administration, but the reimbursable, interaction with THC is all on the county's side of things. Sorry, Carl.
Maybe offer a training program for county personnel that will be involved with the billing and the reimbursements.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Komatsu.
So,
Yeah.
I'm
please.
sorry.
No, keep going.
So this is going to cover phase 1 and 2. What about the dollars for 3 and 4? If we lose that opportunity now, do we lose it forever or until the next cycle?
Any money left on the table would be available again in the next cycle if the grant rules do not change. This is a new category. They only brought this category online in '24. There's nothing to say they wouldn't take it away. It's kind of uncharted territory for this specific grant type.
If it got awarded in July, that's the middle of the year, they go by calendar year, y'all have 6 months to work on it, and then we proceed. So that'll already break into the next budget cycle for B County. The following.
We're gonna have to figure out something on our own money. Commissioner Olivares, I don't wanna jump the gun, but, we've so far approved a motion to submit an application for phase 1 and phase 2.
Yes, sir.
The total estimated cost of 5.6,
5.64.
Yes, 5.6.
and we're doing a 50/50 grant.
Yes, sir.
And we have over $3 million worth of grant funds available. So our total project cost is not 200% of the available grant funds. So what's the likelihood that the Texas Historical Commission will award us, if we're successful, award us a grant for all of the funding capacity that's available initially? And then the follow-up clarification, easier question to answer is it 4 million from now until they change the law, so it doesn't really matter?
Yes.
All right. I answered my own question. How'd you like that?
Yeah.
Just talked myself to my own solution, which isn't the right answer. I didn't like any part of that.
But
At least
knowing,
I understand now.
Judge, knowing the state of Texas, they may come back in 28 and say, you know what, that's not near enough money for these courthouses. Let's throw some more in there.
Shoot, they need to do it.
Let's
for
be positive,
26,
sir.
28.
28.
Well, especially if we
Is
fall
that
in the
what you said?
emergency category.
Yeah, right.
Where we're at now.
Yeah. They may realize that, that more money's needed because it's bad.
They have, if I can interject, they are already having those conversations. So last round for full restorations, they raised the cap for grants from 6 million to 10. And any of the courthouses that have gotten grants in this past round are still struggling to fund their projects just because the grant program cannot keep up with the rate of construction cost inflation.
Okay.
We've got a public hearing in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
So sorry.
It's okay, please proceed.
My last 2 points, I think you already hit on. One was temporary facilities. It sounds like we are working on a plan, which is all I wanted to get a head nod on, was there is an idea of where the county can move and how that can happen. We don't have to illustrate in the grant other than saying, yes, we've thought about it. So we'll put that down. Easement length is the other big question that I need answered for the grant application. So When money is awarded, you sign an easement with THC. That's not access to the building, but it is just review authority over work that's done to the building. With your restoration in 2006, you already have an easement for in perpetuity. They just make you basically re-indoctrinate that with this current scope. So if you're okay with it, more points are given to in perpetuity. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna interject something.
Yes.
I don't think it was in perpetuity. I think it was a 20-year easement.
We have the grant on file.
Oh,
It is in perpetuity. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, we're good.
And I can share that with you.
No, that's
And
fine.
if we don't want to finalize this today, that can be another, we've got a little bit of time, so,
In
We can't get out
perpetuity, if
from
we
under
get
it.
points for that, go for it.
okay,
Yeah,
you do.
we can't get out from under
No.
the
It's
easement as
already
it
done.
exists, which is why we're in the
Well-
position that we're in.
Because we're a historic,
Yeah, can't get
Courthouse.
away from.
they have control anyway.
Yes.
And so just by saying, yes, we'll do it, we get more points.
Yeah,
Great,
Sure.
we're all
great.
saying yes.
Okay, all
Great.
right.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm
Thank
gonna have to.
No problem. Thank you for your
Do we
time.
have additional presentation? I can recall this agenda at a later time.
Other financing options, but
Yeah, why don't we, if y'all can wait, maybe just, is that okay? Maybe another 10 minutes or so? I can get back to y'all?
yes.
Okay, please
Thank
have a
you,
seat.
Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we're going to move back to agenda item number 9. Public hearing pursuant to Texas Transportation Code, Chapter 253, entitled County Improvement of Subdivision Roads, Vernon's 2003, to consider placement of no engine brake signs at the following locations. A, 1 at the intersection of State Highway 202 and State Highway 181 in Beeville, and subpart B, 4 at the intersection of Farm to Market Road 623 and Farm to Market Road 673 in Mineral. I'm going to open the public hearing under subpart 1. The time remains 10 a.m. Are there any members of the public who wish to address Commissioners Court with respect to this matter? Tanya, just holler out there. Is there anybody in the courthouse who wants to talk about this? Well, you don't have to say that particularly. Nobody's there? All right, anybody want to address the court on this agenda item of great importance? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to close public hearing.
Move to close?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Public hearing is closed. I don't think on this agenda item there's any action that's necessary. I think it's
No,
the
sir.
next
It's
agenda
the next
item.
agenda item, yes, sir.
So I'll move on to agenda item number 10, approve request to install no engine brake signs and authorize submission to the Texas Department of Transportation for review and approval.
I move to approve the comment.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. You have the floor,
The
Commissioner.
comment is, the reason this is written this way, it's 35 pages of submission, and it has to be put together, sent to them, contract is written, sent back to us for signing, so that's why we're approving the procedure.
Wonderful.
Move to approve the procedure.
No, we already have a motion and a second.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay, good.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion pat,
And another comment,
okay.
the reason it gets so detailed is they have to actually GPS in the post that the sign is gonna go on. So this is the first step. Thank you, sir.
No, you're quite welcome. All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Let's go back now to agenda item number 11. We're going to talk about financing options.
That will be Carl primarily. Mike.
Thank you all for that brief
Thank you, Judge.
sojourn.
Well, you're familiar with the typical county ability to fund out of your general revenue. You can do a general referendum bond, do certificates of obligation. Over the past 10 years, sort of a mini industry has sprung up in construction. And we don't have any skin in the game. We don't get any commissions from these companies, but there are several that address particularly mechanical, electrical, plumbing costs for municipal and county governments, and they offer to finance usually a 20-year program where you take the mechanical, electrical line items out of the construction budget that you are funding, cash basis, or in this case, grant and your match, and they will fund that over a 20-year period. Each one has a little different approach to it in terms of how they make their money back. There are some who add to the engineering that our engineers will do to see if there's some additional energy savings. This usually only happens if the county enrolls more than the courthouse but other facilities to create a critical mass enough where their savings pay for the loan that they give you. There are a couple of companies who just do pretty much a straight loan. They're in the mechanical, electrical business. They do not have to be the installers of the work, but they, because it's part of their business, they offer to take that mechanical, electrical component out of the construction budget and fund it separately. So that essentially is not a booked item in terms of your annual budgets, but is almost like a lease purchase type of arrangement. The only reason we bring it up, we've dealt with a couple of counties that just don't have the annual income to come anywhere close to addressing it with their general revenue budgets. So just bring that up for your consideration. We can introduce or set up appointments for them if you wish. If not, again, it's not our line of work. We're just looking for ways to help cities and counties facilitate their needs.
Thank you, Mr. Komatsu. Any questions, sir? Any other part of the presentation that, no? I really appreciate y'all coming in. It's great information. It's kind of, I feel like just had a tornado hit me in my head. So we've got some very serious considerations. I don't believe Live Oak or Karnes County is going to be interested in sharing a little bit of their Eagleford windfall with us, although we would greatly appreciate it. I mean, if you guys know anybody over there that has their fingers on the purse strings. But I think we've got some really big issues that we're going to have to make a decision on pretty quickly, and financing is at this stage, I think, is the primary one. So thank you for that additional information with respect to that. Anything further? Anything further from Commissioner's Court? Thank you, man. Thank you, sirs.
Good job.
Really
Great
appreciate it.
presentation.
Thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate working with you guys. Moving on, agenda item number 12, approve B County Tax Assessor Collector's request to use the B County credit card for hotel accommodations and registration fees for the 92nd Annual Tax Assessor Collectors Association Conference at Waco Convention Center, June 6th to June 10th, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. We got a $10 million bill, so I don't know if we can be spending any
Spending
more
it.
budget money
We gotta tighten
at all.
tighten our belt a little bit more.
We can talk more in June.
Great.
Budget comes up.
It's gonna be a short conversation. What do you need? I need these things. You can have none of it. Okay, we'll get through this. So we've got,
Can really exercise the word no, huh?
it's gonna be great, you know? It's gonna be a
Could have a
wonderful
little paddle you
process.
hold up, no, no,
Thank you, Marie.
Next.
Thank you, man.
yeah, next.
All right, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 13, approve independent contractor agreement between B County and Jennifer Reyna for the tax assessor collector's office. This is, I put this back on the agenda at the request of the tax assessor. She needs a little bit more assistance from Jennifer. Jennifer's been doing a great job helping her out and getting her up to date, so.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 14, approve IT vehicle, 2009 Ford van, vehicle identification number ending in 0279 is no longer being utilized and placed for auction with CM Auction.
Move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, I'm sorry, is there any further discussion on this agenda item? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 15, approve 2 Garrett walk-through body metal detectors is no longer being utilized and placed for auction with CM Auction.
Move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. I wasn't calling for a roll call, but it kind of sounded that way. It was like the start of the Mickey Mouse show. I'm Timmy, right? Do y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, agenda item number 16, approve 21 black laptop cases donated to the Elections Department to be declared non-functional and unsalvageable, then placed for auction with CM Auction.
Move to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. You just jumped the gun just a little bit. I mean,
Just
you
a
were
little bit.
close,
There you
but
go.
I think it would have been a DQ if we were actually running the race. Agenda item number 17, approve Pawnee Independent School District resolution requesting distribution of funds from the Permanent School Fund. What is that amount?
$2,401.18.
13?
18.
18.
Move to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 18, approve memorandum of understanding for animal control services between the city of Beeville and B County. Mr. Jemison, if you'd like to give a general overview, just to update Commissioners Court on what happened. I think there was a swift resolution at the city side. I noticed they've already hired their new animal control director, but if you could just walk through a little bit of the changes.
A couple of weeks ago, because they lost personnel and one of their ACO officers, their mother passed, so they were out for a week and a half. They had no ACO. They ended up calling me for several occasions, and I responded to help them out for some dog calls, bite calls. And what we noticed was that the MOU was one-sided. It was Beeville, the city of Beeville helping B County out, not B County helping the city out. So it was reworded and revised and updated as far as costing and stuff like that. That's essentially what this is for. Yes, they have hired their supervisor, though their supervisor is still not an ACO. They're going to be several months in coming up to par. So this will help bridge the gap until they can get back up to their staffing levels for their ACOs.
Thank you, and rates have been updated a little bit as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Thank you for taking point on that, Mr. Jemison. Thank you for your partnership and assistance with the city of Beeville as well. And the reverse is also true. We thank the city of Beeville for their assistance with our needs. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 19, approve submission of vendor information form to the Texas Health and Human Services Commission for the Community Affairs Department to inspect mobile food vendors. Mr. Jemison, you have the floor again.
What has happened with House Bill 2844, the city has taken over all mobile food unit permitting statewide. So instead of the county, individual counties and cities and municipalities and districts issuing their own separate permits for mobile food units like food trucks and food trailers, the city, there's gonna be one
state.
permit.
The state.
I'm sorry, the state. The state is going to issue the permits for statewide. So if you get a statewide permit, that permit is good throughout the whole state. What was happening was there were some vendors that would do multiple shows and fairs and things like that, and they would have to get permits in every district, food district, state, county, I'm sorry, not state, but county and municipality that they would have to go through, and it was a financial encumbrance on them. So the state's taking over that particular permitting, and this House bill also had in there to be able to have local contracts in order to do the health inspections through agreements with the local health authorities. That's what this is for. To be
So
able,
the long and short of it is the state recognized an issue and decided to pull control of mobile food vendors permitting to the state. But then they turned around and they said, well, but we can't do it. So we're gonna have the same people that have always done it, but we're now in control. Is that?
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, the
So
county.
this is an application for us to say, yes, we will continue to do what we have to do.
Yeah, more specifically,
Sorry, boss.
this particular paperwork is for us to be able to bill the state for conducting the inspections.
Should start with that.
Will we have to pay the
Oh, I
state?
thought that was a motion.
Say that again?
Or we have to pay the state anything?
No.
Move to approve?
Second.
I got a motion in a second.
Quickly.
Any further discussion? It's not a bad deal. It's actually great for our mobile food vendors. It really does make sense. So, thank you again, Mr. Jemison.
Question, when will it go into effect?
The rules go into effect, the new rules go into effect the end of May.
Okay.
The requirement regarding the licensing goes into effect July.
Okay.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Ladies and gentlemen, before I call agenda item number 20, which is our adjournment agenda, I just wanted to remind you, especially all of those of you, anyway, all of you who may be online, keep an eye on the CM auction website. We've got some pretty sweet things coming up for auction. If you're looking for a hard shell case for a computer, or a walk-through body metal detector, I mean, who doesn't want one of those at their front door? Remember, safety first, everyone, or a 2009 Ford van as well. Hopefully we'll receive a whole lot of money for those items.
Yeah.
All right, we have no executive session items at this time. Agenda item number 20, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. We are adjourned. Thank you all for your presence and patience today.
Thursday, I will not be.